against a 1Q this time. Normally you're not meant to play too close to the 3-3 unless you have a particularly good side development. It's quite a solid stone, but it's not so helpful if a fight develops on the side. Right, I think black... Does black have the ladder? Can't remember how this works. I think I meant to extend. Yeah, black has the ladder. Even if there was a white stone in the 3-3, I think black might still have the ladder. I don't know which one to take, actually. If I take this one, after the 4-4, black will obviously choose to extend along this side, and then do I have a good move on this side of the board? I just slightly don't like the look of it. I could consider a 3-4 in this position, actually. Not sure which one. They both look pretty nice. It's just I want to play more on my side, on the corners. I don't want to play so close to the 3-3. I'm not sure it's that big to invade this 4-4. Can't decide which way to go though. If I take this 3-4, 4-4, this one, then black plays along the side somewhere, and then I invade. But then black will get the upper side as well. If I play this way, black is interested in invading somewhere. I don't know. I prefer this one. I feel like the correct move is still 4-4 here. That's very surprising. I could still consider 3-3, but 3-4 I mean. 4-4 is a little bit more stable. You know what? I want to try 3-4. I always play 4-4 because of AI. Then I'll try 3-4 today. Alright. So I was thinking I was going to take this corner. If I don't, then when white approaches low, not sure what to do. Not sure which one. This would be more territorial. It's not as if I can get anything from attacking by one space jumping, can I? I think I should play for territory here. Especially with regards to the 3-3. The lower side has become no man's land already, I think. Because when I run out with this group, I'm going to have to make black a bit stronger here. So I think this move is a bit more biased towards the right side. Even though you don't want to play that close to 3-3, by the time black has played so many moves here, I don't want to play so close to this group. Kasumi would have been the normal move. This way round, normally you can kick here. It still looks quite good in this position. To just live or get out. If I don't, then when black jumps here, I don't have a good shape. I've lost my chance. My understanding is that white should... I mean, me playing like this is a little bit heavy, but I could have still attached here to get out in the other variation. I mean, I feel like I still can't really Tanuki black peeps. Then there's the knight's move. It's awkward to Tanuki, but around here is still a very big move. Or just... But in these positions, I don't actually see what the point of getting out is. If black steals in around here, I can still attach. And connect. I think I'm alive. It's very big to get out still though. I don't feel like I really want the left side anymore because this is so solid. So I thought the position, that takes the outside. It might have been better for black to peep and do something around here. But this is also fairly nice, I guess. If I attach, then black honey's underneath. And my shape is a little bit odd. Maybe I just Kasumi then. Looks slow. Also looks okay to me. Here, then here. I think I'm alive. And if black takes a stone, then I just play the Kasumi or attach. Right, at this point, I was kind of wondering if I could get away with attaching here, but then it seemed to be dead in the corner. Yeah, black does get very thick like this. I just wasn't sure where if black was really getting any points out of this. Okay, so attaching maybe around here, or Maybe putting on top here is okay. Anyway, that was definitely more normal. Somehow I feel that this black stone is quite far away from that black stone, even though my instinct initially was to approach from this side. I might be wrong because I definitely kind of over move around here. So that is a bit surprising to just not worry about the corner. I kind of wanted to develop on the right side anyway. I'm just kind of ignoring what black is doing for now, but black can play quite a severe move here. Just solidly getting out. If black is pushing me on the fourth line, I don't think I should be too unhappy. My shape is dodgy, black has an attachment underneath. I don't yet see what if it's too much of an issue. Right, I want to Tanuki. Actually, it is very big. If black is using this Incente, then my problems around here are solved. Okay. Okay. Right, I was thinking I should get out here. I don't really know what my follow-up on the top side is. Really? Black really wants my corner. Black doesn't even want to develop the outside anymore. Do I double honey? I don't have the ladder or anything. Might be too much. Could just extend. Double honey still feels like the shape there. Yes, black can Atari and connect, but okay. if I play here, then I was worried about the cut. No, there's no point descending. Black can still clamp to connect up. Is there any point descending? I feel like Hane is the normal move. Basically Hane, and then I press on top around here. I mean, the plan makes sense to me, so I'll just continue. I'm not sure what I'm doing if I descend, but it's not so clear. Black will take Sente to stop continuing this fight. This way around, at least I get Sente to connect up my groups. So if I play here, Black will play here. After which I can attach and pull back. Then my own group is in some serious trouble though. Black is still looking at an invasion somewhere, I think. Maybe high. And there's also this very big move. I do have a problem here at this cutting point. Since Black has this peep and, say, this sort of descent, then Black is completely safe. So it might be... No, I don't see a better move. Locally, Black still has some edge of clamping. For the moment, I have the ladder, so it looks okay. Is Black alive at the top? Should be alive. Peep, peep.
So I'll give you more water. You finished?
Okay. So what seemed to be my moyo has turned into pretty much no territory. It's not really very successful. But I can just keep building. know if this is a bit crazy way to play. It's just that black seems very solid here. I was hoping for black to keep defending, but actually, of course, black's not going to defend. Yeah, my shape wasn't very good here, but I guess I was still getting these points. Which helps consolidate my corner. I can't say it's very comfortable to be pushed like this though. And it's still a bit awkward if I play the knight's move, because there's still Hane, Tare, still some cutting points in my shape. I was kind of thinking black still doesn't have many points in here. I'm not sure if that's the correct evaluation though. One awkward thing about black playing here to force me to live is that I can get this Tare, and then black has lost this side. So what is the key point here? I thought that this was the important area here. I thought that this was no man's land, but black can still, for example, peep, and then just cut. Doesn't seem that big at the moment. Because this white group is all connected, and there's eye space here. I mean, even just capturing this is a very big move. I thought the key point is how to live inside this area. Do I have any threat against this group? It doesn't really feel like it when black has an attach underneath. I mean, after I've played all these moves to reinforce, if I can't kill this, it doesn't seem right. If I play here, black can still shoulder hit to get out, but the problem is black is still cut around here, isn't he? If I play here, black can shoulder hit here. I mean, actually, Hane is still something interesting. Even though my shape seems a bit dodgy. Locally, black can push. If I descend, play this here. If I press on top, then jump. Locally, black also has some idea of attaching underneath, I think. Or trying to live in the corner. For example, if black attaches here, I could try descending. But then there's a huge amount of agi around here. If black attaches, the Hane is actually quite tempting because black is in a shortage of liberties here. But again, I don't think that's the key point. I think the key point is how to attack this group severely. If I play here, I even feel like it's not big. It's not enough. Or I could just start aiming at this cutting point. I don't know, actually that seems like an idea. It's quite a shape point if I aim at this knight's move. I can't see what the shape is around here, basically. I don't see how black is going to run home. Interesting idea. I'm a bit scared of the double honey if I don't do anything here. At the moment I'm aiming at this knight's move. Black may have a way to defend it while getting some extra eye space though. I can't say I'm very confident about killing this group. If I play here, black has a P. It still seems like the shape point. It's actually a very strange shape for me to play here though. Somehow it doesn't seem quite right. Because in combination with shorting black's liberties here, it's not a shape point. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm not so good at killing groups. So black is threatening to jump around here, but for the time being, this allows me to cut. And there's also a cutting point on the other side. Though, do I want to lose these two stones? Not really. Black's move here didn't make any sense. I wasn't threatening the cut. I was threatening to play here, maybe, but it wasn't such a big threat. At the moment, black has one eye here. If I want to take away this eye, I have to play here. So, does black have another eye? To be honest, I'm not actually sure. If black can get this in center, then the eye space agi is very significant. But it's actually still not an eye, even if I respond. If black attaches, I can still make this empty triangle. At the moment, I'm threatening to poke here, at which point I can't see what black is going to do. Even if this black group lives, I can still get some profit. Somehow defend this cutting point. Maybe poke around here. The problem is that black can still kind of peep, and there's still so much bad agi. If I do want to defend this cutting point, I kind of want to play the diagonal. Actually, isn't there a cut here? I have to honey first, but there does seem to be a cut. But it's probably not big enough at the moment. I can just sacrifice it. I kind of want to fix my agi around here. peep and peep can I attach? Assuming I have an extra stone around here. No, I don't think it works. Especially as my group here is not 100%. Yeah, so I have to respond. I didn't play here because actually there's still some liberty shortage. So I'm trying to increase the liberties of this chain as well. So my understanding is that I need to defend, right? But then what? If I defend here, black has a possible to suit you here. But I could just also take away the eye. I don't yet see that there's some weaknesses in my shape. But if black plays here, I can still poke here. Let me think about this. Black plays here, then black can play this one. I feel like black it should be dead on the best play, but I do have plenty of cutting points. I have some problems in my shape around here as well. So I have to take out this eye. Black can play here and here in center, but even after that I'm still connected. I'm not actually sure whether this group is alive or not. If black pushes through, I have to honey. Then do I have... I'm already... Black cuts me off in center here. I have a cutting point here. But black also has a shortage of liberties. But black blocking here is not center. Gosh, this is... If black blocks here, I have to defend around here. Otherwise, there's so much problems. So many problems in this shape. For example, this peep. Yeah, that peep just works. At the moment, if black plays the peep, I have to hurry up and connect underneath or something. Attach. Actually, attach. I don't think I'm alive, but I think I can get something if I attach. For example, even if I can get this in center, then that makes a difference with what happens if I capture this stone. For example, if I can get this one. Actually, it might just be best just to take this shape. Or maybe not, I don't think so. Oh no, I'm misreading, completely misread that. No, the attach doesn't work. This is tough. If black plays here, then if I don't actually kill this group, black has got a lot of territory. I think black has misread. Anyway, black has what, 20 points there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. More than 20 points. And then around here, black can get this incente. It's difficult to count more than 10 points though. For the time being, we don't really know how this is going to be settled. So I really only have about 5 points here, 10 points here. Not really any points there. So I really don't have many points if this group lives. Anyway, black has misread this surely. Black can't connect. Come on. I could consider playing here. But it's much safer just to play here. Okay. Well, that was a bit unfortunate at the end, but I didn't expect this to be a life and death battle. So how does this work? Okay, so I kind of normally, if this was a 4-4, my instinct would be to play like this, and then invade, and then I would expect black to block where black is trying to develop, and then something like this. And then there's some attack on this white wall, and black can just reduce white's potential very naturally. When white goes into the corner, white is actually threatening to take a lot of points very efficiently on the side, because since black's not yet safe with this group, then white can only get a lot if black doesn't respond to it. For example, like this, white takes a bigger territory point, and black's still under pressure to play another move. Right? Because it's difficult to invade here when black is not alive here. So that's kind of the point of taking 3-3 in this position. And it's also an idea to block on this side. Actually, in this particular game, I think black would actually can consider blocking on this side. And then going for this sort of attack. One of these points. This is the most common, I think. And then some running fight. I don't know what the next move is. Maybe you have to get out here. Maybe you can jump. Maybe jumping is better. And I don't know, something like this. It's just that in this particular game there's not that much development because of this 3-3 stone. So the fighting is going to be concentrated on the rest of the board. So that's why I wanted to take this corner instead. But it's still, at this point, I don't see a very good move other than taking the 3-3. And then we'll probably get into this sort of variation. Black's attitude is to be taking territory this game anyway. So it's pretty normal to take territory. And just make the left side no man's land. Low for both sides. it's kind of getting pretty important to add another move here, but I think you can consider pressing here, trying to work with this Paniki. Because actually this Paniki is not alive if you're not careful. It can also be attacked. So, that's my idea. I think you could still consider going into the 3-3. It looks a bit scary because white's focused on this area, but there is still the whole rest of the board to consider. I'm not sure if white dares to play here. You have the ladder. So if we just assume something like this, could consider jumping here because the focus is on white's area. And then I don't know if you dare to play on the 5th line here. Probably not. Even though you have so many stones, black still is so solid on the rest of the board. I'm not sure it's such a great idea. And then Atari and shoulder hit. Anyway. It's not that I've ever played this sort of position before. It's just my idea at the moment. If you play 3-4, then here, somewhere on the side of the board, perhaps. Or just solid is okay as well. 3-4, 3-3 I mean. If you're developing the upside, maybe giving white a Panuki isn't such a good idea here. In which case we're looking at this sort of game. Something like this. Anyway, I wasn't that comfortable trying to develop towards black's area, so I thought I would go for something like this. And just ask black to invade somewhere. High is respecting that white. This is white's area. So you're either getting out or making a base on this side, and then still 3-3. This, I guess, it's the same attitude as the 3-3. It's just playing low stones, live stones, but it's not very efficient. So I decided I wanted the corners and development. There wasn't anything to attack, I thought. So I didn't want to play 4-4. This is okay as a follow-up. Could also consider playing closer or higher. It might be more pressure, but this is very normal. Still, however, I think approaching the corner is still pretty normal though. You're not that scared if white plays around here. You still have an opportunity to make 2 space. Though, admittedly, it's not very comfortable. This time, white might actually play the jump to emphasize the potential attack against these stones. And then maybe Taisha. I don't feel this is as interesting as it normally is. But it still looks okay, actually. It's just that you owe a move around here. And Taisha is trying to get rid of you having to spend this move. If you can get solid enough on the upper side, you might either Tanuki here, or you might play something more aggressive. That's okay, so I thought this was important. Now that this black group is solid, I am a bit scared that black will come around here. And then I don't know what my shape is. Maybe kick and jump is an idea. but I still feel like you lose a little bit. Like this, you're trying to say you're getting an attack against black if black doesn't do anything, but with a fairly solid white-black group here, it's a bit awkward. If I wanted to defend this group, I would probably play here. Sometimes here. If anything, I feel that black maybe should be attacking from this side. But this still looks very nice actually. And then white is forced. And then this is a long-term problem for white. The whole group doesn't have enough eyes. I don't know if I really want to attach here. Maybe it's still an idea. Just try to get Sente. And then play a bit more solidly, respecting that this is quite solid. I'm not sure black has a particularly good follow-up here. Because the stone is just so low. This is a shape point, but it's just not connected at all. Seems like white is just getting out somehow. Me playing here immediately. My thought process was that if I play here, then black can jump. There's thinness here, and black has already fixed this problem. So that's why I wanted to play here now. If you play here, then I get to Atari and Honey. It's pretty comfortable. Doesn't seem to be any good shape though. Jumping is the proper move. There's still some strange agi around here. Could consider Kasumi, but there's also a peep. So I could try to defend it that with this sort of attachment. I mean, it feels very natural to attach. Actually, attaching here is also a shape point. I don't want to extend because I feel black has defended this weakness very smoothly. But this attachment might be a nicer way to go about it. If you Hane, then now when I connect, this shape is a bit strange. I'm not sure if you have the time to peep. At the moment, you definitely don't because of the clamp. But maybe you connect. It actually looks so bad. And then just develop. Okay. So apparently black's idea was just to let me live, which is a bit slack, surely. Because black has already spent so many moves here. Then I play away again. I don't know what the follow-up here is. If you Atari, then I just try to make life. You can Atari, but I've lived already. Like this. I'm not sure if there's any point attaching here if I can't make life yet. But it still seems like a shape. Attaching here is also a bit of a shape point. But again, I'm not alive yet, so it's a bit awkward. Attaching here says I want to get out. I think this is the shape point. If honey, then I'm a bit scared of this variation actually. This looks good for black. So maybe cut is better. And I'm not sure this works for black. For example, capturing this. It doesn't feel like it's enough. And then white continue. Well, white will pincer her actually. I don't feel that's enough. There's still some bad edgy of white pushing here and connecting. Actually, black can play here, but there's. No, I don't think there's any real agi. It's just that. I guess if white gets this move, and this move, then it'll threaten to cut. But so that's a very small amount of agi. But it's still worth something. It's still painful for black. White is just tanuking a few too many times. I thought that the shape point was to peep, and I don't know if you can get away with Kasumi. And then honey. If you cut, then I can clamp. So that's awkward. But you don't have to cut. I think you're alive here. You could continue around here, or just peep actually is fine. And just continue. Maybe peep is too crude. But something like this. Yeah, peep is a bit crude because at the moment it's difficult for me to jump. But once you've peeped here, then I could even attach here. So maybe peeping is not quite right. But you can still continue the attack. You're alive here. If this is sente, then what is the shape? The attach. This is getting a bit complicated and risky because white's not alive. But I don't think extending is a very good shape because you just get peeped. But I don't feel that bumping is really working. Just something like this. Consider Kasumi. Anyway, if you do extend or something like that, then you can continue on this side. If you're going to play a move, you probably go all the way. Or you could consider something this way, but I think this is fine actually. It just feels a bit painful that you've that white is living when you have spent so many moves there. But you are getting something out of it. This was my instinct initially, but then I thought about this variation, and wasn't sure it was quite right. I mean, I don't actually think this is bad for white. It's just, for example, if I block here, it still looks sente. Maybe it's not completely sente. No, actually, it's not sente, I think, but it's just very painful for black to get squeezed. I mean, I thought there was some kind of co-agi, but I can't see a way to make it work. Actually, no, is it? Oh, I'm getting sidetracked. You can't play here because of the Hane. Right? That's a ko already. It's a very bad ko. I mean, white can't block here because there's a short of liberties in the corner. But can't you Hane? White is dead. Yeah, it's just 4 liberties to 4 liberties. There's no Tsuji. I mean, there are things like this, but I don't think it does anything. And of course, I could be wrong, but I don't see it. So I thought that was actually playable, but there just seemed to be all sorts of different agi. I got scared. For example, there's this, and then this. I can't say I like this for black either. It's playable, but it doesn't look right. The shape is just too bad. Maybe I like this a bit more though. But I don't think white can be dissatisfied. White has Tanuki'd already. And maybe this is a better shape point. If black Hane's on top, though, what do you do? If you have to go back here, then you've played a bad move. But if you play here, then you're risking dying. Attachment. You can't play here because of the cut, right? So it will look like this. This is fine for white, I think. This is not exactly such a big move. Yeah, I had red up to this point and got nervous, but I think it looks okay. And if black blocks here, then you connect and you're already alive, I think. You're already alive. I don't see a TCG. And essentially white has exposed this cutting point, which is very annoying. If you just pull back, then you connect as well. You can Hane and Atari. White will just connect, and your connection is still Gote. So if you descend, then Hane and connect, and white is alive even more happily, I think. So many cutting points. This was probably a bit slack then. I don't think I was scared of black playing here though, but maybe it is quite powerful. There's also Agi around here. Not sure. I thought black's best strategy was just to Tanuki this and preserve the Agi. If anything, I thought this might be better. This is taking away white's eyes, and it's connecting more solidly. I just didn't see where the points were coming from. But I guess if you play here, then this sort of Agi is very annoying. Maybe that's not great either. Maybe this is the proper move. I did consider Tanuki here, but of course that's a silly idea. And I considered this, but after the wedge, I don't seem to be alive. Wait, I am alive. I am alive here. Maybe I could wedge then. Maybe I could play like this. If you play here, then I seem to be alive in center. So this point and this point, I'm here. Okay, I probably should have played like this then. It's not so clear actually, though. Still some funny Agi of the Ko. Not sure if I gained anything. Yeah. Okay, anyway, this is the simple move. Yeah, this is a good point. I don't really see anything wrong with it. I would consider playing here. You've played so many moves investing in this group, getting thick, so this is such a vital point. Yes, white gets a great point on the offside, but you can continue. So there seem to be follow-ups. It might be a good idea for white to play around here, but you're very solid here, and you have some Agi in the corner now, so this might be the timing to go back to the other side. Because of that, it might be sensible to defend once. This is a bit ambitious. I thought the shape point was to pincer. That was my automatic feeling. But given that black maybe wants to develop this area, do something with this group. So I still kind of think this is okay. It's a bit more risky now, though. That was kind of the reason why I played her, probably. But I think it's still okay. Black is more thick in the center than white is. Something like this. You can still use this 3/3 stone to attack somewhat. Okay, so I just played the 2 space. It feels a bit slack. I didn't see what else I could do. Maybe I should go a bit closer? Not sure. This... It's sort of slowly developing. I think I really should spend a move here. There's no point in attacking on this side. It's not as if white's area is particularly big. It's black who has all the influence at the moment. So I think it's more important to reduce the influence a little bit. This is such a good point that you want to play anyway. I mean, you're a bit unhappy that there's this weakness, but normally if black wants to invade around here, white will get quite thick here, and then there'll be problems in black's shape. So I think that's a better direction. I can't say this is too bad a move either though. I thought the shape point was here, because you're trying to use the stone. You already want to lean on this white group. This would be a normal shape. Just saying that white is a bit too busy and trying to deal with this cramped group, and then there's also this group. So white won't have time to develop the right side because black will be pressing white so low. This, well, first I try to develop the right side, and then I go back to defend this group. That was the plan. This Kasumi looks very dodgy in terms of shape. It's aiming at this press, or just sealing in. But it's me who has the next move, so not sure it's sensible. And this as well, I'm not sure you want to be pressing on the 4th line. If you wanted to play here, you should probably have attached rather than Kasumi. You could consider this peep at this point, and if you want to make life with this group, just make life. It doesn't necessarily work. Not sure what's going on here. This is a bit crazy. I don't know. What is this? What is this? I guess you have to get out here. Then black connects. Or maybe black doesn't connect. I don't know. It feels pretty big to connect. Or maybe you jump, aiming at this weakness. No, that doesn't seem the right direction either. Yeah, it doesn't look very good for black actually. But I feel that's more a problem with what black did earlier rather than necessarily those moves. Extending again. If you don't have a follow-up in here, then why extend? I don't think there's a reason to. White playing here is okay, but if jumping around here is center against white's shape, then your shape is still okay. And there's just some problems around here as well. I mean, I'm not sure this is such a good move. If I don't do anything, then push and cut. Am I not dead? I'm dead, so of course I have to defend. Yeah, I have to defend. I was thinking that there's some agi here. If I try to kill this, then then white is getting nothing from this. So this doesn't seem to be the shape. What is the shape? I don't know. Given that you've just made ice space for this group, it doesn't seem so right to be playing on the same group. I can spend so many moves on the same group. Because it's not as if this black group is safe either. And the normal flow is to continue. Black does have more stones around it, so white is the one under attack. And then come back in, I think. Seems a little bit hasty, especially this move. I don't. I mean, from the result, it looks okay actually, but I really thought that this was the idea. But actually, when I look at this now, it's difficult to develop this black area when there's still a cutting point here, and this black group is not safe. Could try some Tsuji around there. I guess it's just that in this position it's hard for black to spend a move. Where do you play next? You just make eyes like this. Still an idea, I think. This it's trying to use this thickness to take away all white's territory, and it did turn out pretty powerful. I was considering this move. The problem with this is this sort of Atari. I mean, I have problems in the corner, so I can try to create a double threat, but this area is getting so big now. And how do I kill this when I still have problems in the corner? So, I mean, I thought this might be shape. My instinct is that black is okay here. But Black does have to be very, very careful because, for example, if I can get this move and then this move, the black group is not alive. It has a lot of liberties like this, but if white is alive in the corner, then this black group is not healthy. And again, this black group can't even make life any. Actually, there's the first line move to connect up underneath. So, yeah. And black has a lot of liberties, but black still has to be careful. If white can get just a few extra moves in the center, and then Kazumi out or play the knight's move, then this black group is almost already not alive. Okay, connection. I just connect. I wasn't sure if I should descend here. Normally you don't descend, but actually this black group is already a bit surrounded. You do jump here, you aim at the wedge. This is still a shape point, but then you can jump. I mean, what white is thinking is that once this cut is defended, then white can jump. And then get points and no space. This is the more simple way to play. Honey is probably okay actually. For some reason I was thinking that I could play here. Thing is, there's already a wall waiting. So if this white group is in any way cut off, then white is in trouble. So if we look at this sort of shape, I mean, if you can get this sort of shape, it already looks like trouble for white. You've cut, then array. Have to extend. You can press again. Honey. And then it doesn't look easy for white. You kind of have to play like this, don't you? Okay, honey is okay as a shape, but maybe you should consider double honey. Still some funny agi around her. And then you need to go back to Libsyn. like this. Well, there is some funny agi of this peep, but black can also kind of defend it like this, and even cutting now is interesting. Is this white group just looks dead? You can peep here. Black really wants to honey. Anyway, I lost all my points here, just in order to get thick and reduce black's thickness here. But it wasn't that well reduced, frankly, because there was still thinness in my shape here with this attachment. For the time being, I can solve it, I think. If you honey, I can push and cut. This black group doesn't look like it's going anywhere for now, but there's quite a lot of bad agi. If you honey, that's actually quite a bit more powerful, because if I push through, then it's code. So, but I would still have methods to deal with that. I make shape from Atari on the outside. Shape is to push and double honey. This white shape actually still looks pretty good. This peep is such a it looks like it's much more of a problem anyway. Even with this black peep, black shape is still very flimsy. So it's okay for now. This honey, well, that makes me much thicker. I had quite a few problems around here. There was this problem. There was this problem. And all of those have disappeared just after this honey. And black goes back to live. I'm not sure black really needs to go back to live, but it's a thick move. Yeah, I still felt that black was quite thick here. With this Kazumi third line shape. Its main weakness is probably being pressed low, because what is the value of this stone? It's not making any territory. It's just sort of a line of stones. It's undercut here already. So I didn't want to play here, because I thought the focus was not on this group, because my problems in the corner would have been but, I mean, it's still interesting for black to do something like this. Black can still make points in the center. This looks too slow to me. It doesn't look very big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's more than 6 points. But for example, if I connected, then I Tiger Mouth, and then I Honey, then this black group is still alive. So pretty much, well, yeah, pretty much alive. So it's not that I can gain some endgame. That's all. This my initial feeling was that I might have been a bit over the top here, but actually this is huge. Letting black get this. So, but actually the center is also huge. So maybe black shouldn't even play like this, not yet. Black should focus on doing something around her. I just wasn't confident that I would be able to make enough points by building the center. It might be better to extend. My shape is still a bit thin. And then find some way to evade. This is okay as well. Okay, let's turn. This, frankly, is pretty deep. But from the game, I only barely managed to kill it. So I was nervous about this sort of shape, but I probably shouldn't be. Or this sort of shape. So I defended this weakness, but I'm not really threatening anything. It's not as if I can really cut the stone off. Even if I played Knight's move, I still have some bad agi, and black can still connect up. This is interesting. I didn't dare to respond. There might be double honey agi. This Tiger Mouth. I can't find a better move, but I kind of thought that black might just sacrifice everything. Or do something in the corner. For example, if I descend, then attach. No, if I play like this, something like this. I mean, it looks very, very difficult to kill. If I do this, I can't really see great shape for black. I'm not sure this really works. But it's also very scary for white. Yeah, if black lives, then white loses everything. My shape here is truly very dodgy. There's already this sort of agi. Try to start a co. Maybe I should just pull back here. I should be satisfied with this. And then black can continue around her. Just aim at that attachment. This was risky. Black already doesn't have a good way to go back home though. This doesn't seem to be shaped. Doesn't really get eye space. And this was just too much. You can't afford to play here. I mean, if you play here, then yes, there's a ko, but getting a ko shape is already somewhat successful. Black. And you might be able to make eye space here. This is too much. It's difficult to see what white is getting here. But as soon as white gets this move, now white has follow-ups around here. This is also a bit aji-kashi. There may have been other aji. There's still some problems in the corner. For example, in combination with this, with me trying to kill this black group, can I really kill this corner? I do have a lot of stones around here, but the problem is that there's so many different groups, so I have a lot of different cutting points. Whereas if you look at the black shapes, they're like Babu, Kasumi, very solid. Again, this is the shape point. So it did look like black probably has a way to live, given that it was so close in the game, and black made some. It felt like black made some mistakes. Though admittedly, I can't see it. For example, I think this is the shape point. How am I meant to kill now? There's no way, right? Yeah, this just seems to be alive. I didn't even see this. You just live like this. Then I just have to try to follow up around here. I can make 5 points in the center and reduce black by quite a bit. But actually, it's a pretty close game, I think. So I messed up somewhere. But by this point, it's already very awkward for black. If you play here, then this kite is going nowhere. So play here. There's some more agi, but it doesn't really look like there's any agi. If white has taken these two stones, it's just too thick. I thought there might have been a Tsuji here. For example, if you Atari, then that's alive. However, beep. Can live in the corner. Of course, it's not good enough, but it's still something. And black just misread this. You kind of have to Atari and then cut. locally. Now you can see this exchange is making this situation completely different. Y is just connected, I think. So there's nothing there. On this side, I have a problem here, but at the moment I can connect up with a monkey jump or something. Or say defend this shape first. Connect up. I thought about this for a while, but somehow I just completely misread this. This is fine. No, this is actually better endgame though, because I still have the clamp. Yeah, so actually attaching is probably the best shape there. If you just pull back, then I get this instead too. And that makes a slight, just that very slight difference around here. And I might even be already alive locally. Okay, so this, you just lose the stones. I mean, even if I just connected, it seems very similar. Okay, that's just too much. So actually, I must have gone wrong in a few places. So it was probably a bit much for me to start this fight. I slightly regret that. I slightly regret not responding to Lax move there. I think this move also still might be a bit slow. It might be better to play here. This does look a little bit scary, but I still have Agi of attaching. For the time being, maybe I honey. Try to attach. No, I played one space. I meant to play the two, but I think one space is also okay, given that black is quite thick here. And then there's still this cutting point. You can defend it with this sort of Kasumi, but do you really want to defend it? And it seems difficult to attack my shape turn. Compete. This looks okay for black. Maybe I should attach them. Anyway. This is not, it's not enough white space. Might even be better to play here. Come on. Even this might be better, I think. This is playing right against this wall. It's not good shape. I mean, I have this as a follow-up, but you know, I'm not even sure. It does defend this weak point, so it's probably still a move. I didn't have a proper attack against this black group. And I lost all my ice spacer. Given that, it may have been proper just to connect. If you play here, I'm not going to play here anymore. Well, obviously you're not going to do that, but you can take away my corner and then extend. Does this make a slight difference as to how strongly I can attack this group? Because if you don't make this, then I don't think this works, does it? So you kind of have to make that exchange. It's not a proper move for me to play here when this is so thick. I already don't have a good move here anymore. How do I make eyes with this group? Even pushing here might not have been correct. Yes, I connected everything, but if black was so alive with points, then I wasn't getting anything from it. If I want to make eyes, I can play here. It looks horrible. I'll just extend. If you still do this, then I might even extend again. Or make this tiger back, let's see. Not sure. In other words, I have to play here. I have a small amount of profit in the center. Actually, it's not even a good idea to play here, is it? Because at least if I play here, I get thick. So I just should Tanuki. Do something around here. Okay,